From author Brian K. Morris comes an epic tale of armor forged by a god, a hero forged by courage, and an ancient menace poised to re-emerge and threaten our world. Volcana, Rebirth of the Champion, is available on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Seconds.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
And now the show begins.
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore, your morning dose of creative conversation and coffee with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, Facebook famous YouTuber, and former mortician's assistant. Get ready to start your day off right.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Friday, March 12th, 2021 edition of Nevermind the Furthermore. Thank you for being here, and thank you to Amy Hale, the author Amy Hale, for the wonderful, wonderful intro that you saw just now. Thank you so much. This has been a challenging week, what with going solo, but I want to thank Amy and all of you and everyone who has been so bloody supportive this week. It's been amazing. This is where you find out where your real friends are, and I'm grateful to have you all. But anyway, thank you all for being here. Thank you this morning. And I hope you're looking forward to a great, great weekend. And we appreciate you whether you're watching us live or on the rerun. We really do. And also, we want to thank the Rising Tide Broadcasting Network, a great group of like-minded individuals who are helping each other grow their broadcasting and having fun in the meantime. Take a screenshot of that. We've got you covered 7 days a week with all kinds of great programming, from Comics, Chaos, and Sass with Heather Ellen at 10 p.m. on Sunday nights. All these times are Eastern. You figure out where you live. And then I've got a couple things in there, actually 3 of them. Then we've got TED Talks on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And check out tonight. I am so excited because Ted and his wife Chris are hosting a brand new show called Drinking with the Davies, and it's going to be a blast. I sat in through a test run they did this week, and it's going to be fantastic. It will teach you not only how to appreciate drinks from that have kind of fallen out of favor, but they also they're bringing them. Ted and Chrissy are bringing them back and giving you advice on how to make things that will improve your drinking experience. Remember, drink responsibly, kids. And anyway, also Creative as Hale and Susan Tisdale was on last night. Great, great show. Please check it out. Comic Book Spectrum. That show is growing, and we thank everyone. Thank you to my panel of Eric Hawkins, Clyde Hall, and Brian Rodman. It was a great show last night as we talked about growing the comic industry. Then Stupid O'Clock on Thursdays at 9 p.m. and on Saturday at 11. Great conversation. Michaela Jade's Tidbits and Scribbles tonight at 7 p.m. Followed by the Historical Fencing Guild on YouTube and Facebook. Great, great shows. And then Armchair Rocket Science as Needed. Please check these great shows out. I am so proud to be affiliated with these people. They make me look sick, but I'm trying my best. And also, I want to thank my Patreon subscribers. You see them here on the screen. They help keep this show running and have helped in serious ways in keeping the quality up, helping maintain equipment, etc. This stuff for a free program. This ain't free, kids, believe me. But anyway, please check out our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris and see what goodies we offer for your for an inexpensive monthly support. Also, we want to thank Plasma Fire Graphics for sponsoring this show. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it matters to your readers so very much. You will love the glorious results when Jeffrey Hayes works on your stuff, from covers to promotional graphics to trailers, like you saw the two at the top of the show. Yeah, you got to get that for yourself, and it's very affordable. Trust me, it's a great investment in your business. That's plasmafiregraphics.com. Check them out on Facebook as well. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Let's see, what else have we got here? If you're watching us on Kathy Jackson's books, or the Rising Tide Broadcast Network page, or the Rising Tide Publications page on Facebook, please, if you've enjoyed it, if you enjoy any part of this show, give us a like if you would. And also, please, if you're on the aforementioned pages, give the page a like as well, because it's a great thank you to the people who are graciously allowing us to ply our trade on their pages, as it were. And also, if you're watching us on YouTube, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy any part of it. And also take a second and subscribe to the page, because we've got a lot of good stuff coming up. And check out our playlists that we share from other members of the broadcast network. It's one-stop shopping, kids, and you can always change your mind later, but we hope you won't. But anyway, we've got a bunch of comments. You people are on fire this morning, even before I get here. I'm not even on my second cup of coffee yet, dear God in heaven. So anyway, let's see who's first today. And today the winner is Teresa Dunn at 9:26 a.m. Thank you, Teresa. Wow, glad you're here. Good morning, Brian, and hello to all creative Furthermorians. Have a great weekend ahead. You too, hon. And Trevor Hawkins is here. Both of these people on YouTube, enjoying the better picture and sound there. Good morning to you, and you brought coffee, Trevor. You're instantly my favorite. And Nick Tockard, good morning, Nevermorians. The mighty Manatee Man, master of marketing, rises to greet this Friday morning. We're glad to have you here. We are. And check out the Historical Fencing Guild, man. You think I'm hyper? Check out Nick. Always a great time. And don't forget, there'll be a green room in Uncle Carl's humor page tonight. Check that out as well. Lots of good stuff happening today, and things are picking up, folks, says Nicholas Tockert. The Fighting Axe is selling internationally. Oh man, that's fantastic. New things are in the works, and I'll be spending time this week on more stuff for the Hybrids RPG. Excellent, Nick. That's what we like to hear. That I agree. This is good news. And Ted Davies, thank you, brother, for sharing this video. It is greatly appreciated. And plus, tonight's live stream on the Historical Fencing Guild YouTube will feature big industry news and a live unboxing of the first hard copy, of the Fighting Axe. Nick, you are going downtown. I love it. And Carl Witzman, glad to have you here, fella. And hello, everyone. And that's great, Nick. It is. It seriously is. And Grant Lankard, glad to have you here. Hey, folks, I'll be in and out today because I'm editing video and I can't really listen to stuff in the background while I do that. Okay, everybody, this is the episode where we get to talk about Grant. This could be fun. And Carl Witzman says, wow, I'll have to reserve a part of a screen tonight to watch Nick while we're getting sloshed in the green room. I'll be joining you. I've had that week. And Nick Tockard, good morning, Carl. Hope you weren't crushed between the Bryans in your secret humor page. Yes, if you were on the secret humor page, you would have seen a very you would have seen a very cancelable screen capture from last Tuesday's Clever Title Pending. And between Brian Rodman and myself, it was the sort of thing that's going to guarantee that neither of us gets a state job anytime soon. But yeah, and this week on Clever Title Pending, we've got three people that haven't done much. One has done broadcasting and, in fact, has started her broadcasting in addition to her poetry, and that's Teresa Dunn. But we're also going to have Morgan Stravin Komnick. I've got to practice that name before then. Anyway, she writes a lot of great stuff. And also Andy Bove, both of these are St. Louis-based writers who I have encountered at the Toy Man show. And they I feel that it's, you know, we should, in our broadcasting, we not only should you know, spotlight people we know already, you know, many of which I'm planning on having back, but also you know, give these guys and gals a chance to get their feet wet and have you find out what they do, because a lot of people that watch our shows haven't taken that next step. These guys and gals have, and this is your golden opportunity to quiz all three of them on what it's like to be an author. Teresa and all of Andy, I think, is the only one that is published by somebody else. I think the ladies have both published themselves and are published by others. So we've got hybrid authors, we've got published by other authors. So it's going to be fun. And then on the 23rd, I am so excited. Ian Mayer, who is a director of horror films, small edition horror films, Moonlight Films, and he's going to have a couple of his people on with him. Haven't found out who yet, but anyway, check us out on the 23rd for Moonlight Films, and please check out their YouTube page, all right, and subscribe and enjoy. And I'm into the films, so please enjoy them. And then we've got the 30th all lined up, but we'll let you know what that's all about once you sign up for my monthly newsletter at www.risingtide.pub. Please sign up for the monthly newsletter. It goes out on the first of the month, and one of the things we'll be doing is revealing who is going to be our guests for April. And boy, howdy, it's going to be a packed month. We've got 5 great shows coming up with some new people, a couple of returnees, and so just some folks you're just going to love. I'm really excited to have them all. So please check it out. Also, we will be revealing it at the same time to our Patreon subscribers. So please sign up for our Patreon while you're at it. And hey, Grant, says Carl Witzman, I know better than to stand the two Bryans. Yeah, you'd think by now just the splatter alone would. Anyway, Teresa, did you get your computer fixed, or are you on the phone today? Yes, Teresa was trying to broadcast yesterday and had a kerfluffle, shall we say. And we, and then I went on last night and started and did the first 6.5 seconds of Comic Book Spectrum with my mic muted. Not the first time I've ever done it either, as you well know. So it's part of the game, and that's the thing. You just, you feel stupid. Sometimes you wonder why you're doing it and if you should go on. But Teresa's going to press forward, and I'm going to work with her this afternoon to make sure her equipment is working. And Nick Tockert, whose equipment is working, says, big Stompy Robot fans, 2 new novellas are in the planning stages, so expect even more epic mecha combat, witty one-liners, and corporate-funded horror from Praxis 5 soon. Excellent. I love it, Nick. You're on your way. I'm doing it. I'm doing the happy dance for you, man. See, for Carl from Trevor Hawkins, torn between 2 Bryans, feeling like a fool. Yeah. We're all musical this morning. I'm going to get demonetized yet. And I humored the Dark Pope. My Friday is made. Trevor Hawkins, you get a special dispensation for mischief from the Dark Pope and he who holds no titles. So anyway, is it any wonder that I drink? Yeah. And Carl, if Brian and I have driven you to drink, we'll be expecting our thank you gifts pretty soon. And good morning, Carly, mwah, who will be in the green room tonight. Looking forward to seeing you as we simulcast one eye on the green room and one eye on Nick Tockert on the Historical Fencing Guild at 8. A lot of good shows tonight. And thanks, Trevor and Carly. Good going, Trevor. That's hard to do when he's sober. Yeah. And yes, it's showtime. Hey, what'd you think of the new intro by Amy Hale? I was happy with it. And you're welcome. It's good to have Nevermorians as friends. It is, Trevor. And we're glad to have you among us with the Dark Mistress as well. And here's a story of Brian and Brian, 2 American kids doing the best they can. John Cougar Melonhead being represented here under the fez. Anyway, Nick Tockert, I love it. You're in a musical mood. I like this. And nope, never mind. Tracked ahead to Sucking on Chili Dogs Behind the Tasty Freeze. Is that code? Is that code for crazy man love that the 2 Bryans have? And nicely played, Nick. I got it. Yeah, I gotta agree, Manty, man. You rocked that one. That was great. You're welcome. And Nick, that didn't end well. No, that didn't. That's kind of like the graphic I added to that. So you gotta sign up for Uncle Carl's secret humor page. You must have a good sense of humor, and obviously you must be able to take no offense at what you see. Because if this page doesn't trigger you, nothing will. And good morning to our darling Michaela J. Mwah. We look forward to what you got for us tonight at 7 p.m. on the premiere of her new video. Please check it out on YouTube and on her various pages. Like I said, tonight is at 6 p.m. the premiere of Drinking with the Davies, so Ted and Chrissy Davies. Then at 7 p.m. is Tidbits, Michaela Jade's Tidbits and Scribbles, and the Historical Fencing Guild with Nick Tockert at 8. We have got your evening planned. You don't even need a television. And Eric Hawkins, morning all. Eric, great having you on. Had a great time with you and Clyde and Brian on the new Comic Book Spectrum show. And our numbers are good. I was checking the numbers last night, and I think we're close to 50% better than what we were doing the first week. Not when I'm starting the show muted, but anyway, I've done worse. But no, I think we had a super conversation last night about the growth of the comic book industry, what is holding it back, what they could do to attract new readers. And it's the age-old thing, that we're losing them to like video games and streaming services, and what can comics do to improve that. And we talked about last night. We had some great interaction with our audience. It was just such a good time. And of course, the four of us in the after show was so much fun. So anyway, please tune in on Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. just before Creative as Hale with Amy and John Hale on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. We talk comics. We have fun. And by the way, I will be on this coming Sunday, 2 days from now. I will be on Sunday Funnies with Randy Zimmerman. And he told me this morning, I hope he doesn't mind if I blab, but we're going to have Roland Mann of Silverline Comics on, as well as an old friend of mine, Rob Davis. I became a fan of his when he did an independent comic with from I'm blanking on the name now, but with R.A. Davis called Scimitar. Love that. I even own some original pages from that. But anyway, Rob and I used to see each other at the Chicago Con back in the 90s. In the 80s, and we just fairly recently reconnected, and now he's the art director at Airship 27, who published some incredibly wonderful new pulp adventures. And his monthly broadcast with Ron Fortier is a joy to listen to. It really is. It's really great stuff. So please check us out Sunday. We're going to talk older comics, and we're going to talk about fun comics as well. So yeah. Anyway, to Tyrone Tony Reed Jr. Tony, glad you're here, sir. Good morning to you, and hope you and your missus are doing well. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Have a great day and a wonderful weekend. Well, where could we go to have this happen? Tony, thank you for that. www. Tony Reed, Tyrone Tony Reed Jr. Please check out that website. This guy does great stuff, great books, fantastic broadcaster, does everything well, and one of the nicest guys around. We really love you, Tony. Hope you're doing well. Hope you have a great weekend. And 10:03 says Joe Dog McKeel, and I am sliding into my chair. And if you're in the green room tonight, keep trying to keep up with Carl and Donna. You're probably going to slide out of it just as quick. And good morning, Russell Allen. Hope you're doing well this morning. How's Zenon and I Titan? And you, how are you doing? And it's the Eric Hawkins. Carl, thank you for acknowledging that. And Michaela J says, don't forget to like, and those in the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, add it to your playlist. Yes, make us a habit. I mean, Michaela, I'm serious when I say, I'm not just blowing smoke when I say that I am so very proud of you and Carl and Ted and Heather and the guys with me on Comic Book Spectrum, and who am I leaving out? Joe Dog and Skunk and and everyone there, and Amy and John and Chrissy and Nick, and you name them. We've got a powerful lineup here, and it's what I love about it's the variety. it's not just one sort of thing. It's not all comic books. It's not all writing. It's not all cigars or timepieces. There's a lot of great quality here. I see it's kind of like a PBS sort of thing. Anyway, but we're more fun and we don't ask for your money. Well, I do, because I've got a Patreon page, and his friends call him And happy Friday, Nevermorians. Russell Allen, I hope you are looking forward to a great weekend. And I'm not muted. I'm not muted. Oh, crap. I better fix that. And here we go. Whoa, look at that new opening. Did Amy knock herself out or what for that? She volunteered to do it. And, I was just so, so happy, so flattered by that, and thank you all this week for your support as we're kind of retooling these shows and trying to bring them back up to a level of slickness that you come to expect. And yeah, look at that new intro, shiny new intro, and great new opening. Thank Amy Hale for that. She worked hard on that. She took my suggestions and kicked them up to 28. It was great. Russell Allen, I'm waiting for the day Brian makes a video for a fictional book, as in a book that doesn't exist. People will be searching everywhere. Well, there are some days they're not even looking for the ones that do exist, Russell, so it's like, why not? Anyway, whose voice in that is that? Carl, that is Amy Hale. She did that herself. She's done like theater and stuff, I found out recently. And when she said, would you like me to narrate your intro? I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I do. Make it happen. It's that or me. The only other person, I do want Glenn Fleming to do some stuff for me, because I've heard his wife's voice. She's got that lovely British accent. And he told me, she sounds like Joanna Lumley. And I heard something she had done, a recent video she had done for one of Glenn B. Fleming's books. Check it out on Amazon, please. And damned if he wasn't right. It's like, it's like, wow, what a voice. It's great. Of course, my voice sounds horrible. Look where it's been. And there she is. Whose voice is that? It's Amy Hale. Good morning to you. Mwah, you are a hit, darling, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Nick Tockard loves the new opening. And yes, Carl, I did. And good morning, Amy, from Russell Allen. Joe Dog McKeel says, don't forget, everyone, turn your clocks back before you go to bed Saturday, or still up when the stupid after show ends. There we go. There we go. It was kind of fun. One night I was driving home from a late night show. I was actually helping somebody with their broadcast in Chicago. Master Ron Fitzgerald. We love you, Ron. And we were up when I think it's the first time since I was in high school that I stayed up during that that hour, that extra hour we got. That was great. So yeah, we got to turn our clocks back this weekend. Please do so, because we've got a lot of entertaining to do, and we don't want you to miss out on it. Brian Rodman, mwah to you. Handsome. Anyway, good morning, my fellow Brian and Nevermorians. What an amazing opening. Amy Hale, you did such a great job, didn't she, though? And she put up with all my comments, too. That's even more amazing. And the Legend of Traveling TARDIS says, arise, Friday Morris Monster, arise. In another reality, you could hear what I said, but alas, the Morris Monster has once again forgot to unmute his microphone. Oh, so hopefully you're reading in my voice. Oh, there, the Morris Monster is unleashed and the audio could be heard. Now we can enjoy the sweet sounds of the Morris Monster. Is there more? Well, yeah, of course there is. Do you know how much the new intro costs? At least 32,000 pesos. At least. I'm glad we can hear Brian in his voice, because next time I'm hiring the guys from Riff Tracks. Hey, I have one of my intros done by an AI, so but not this one, kids. This one rocked. So you got to, if you want to see it again, you got to stay to the end of the show. That's how I keep you. Anyway, Joe Dog McKeel, who knows his way around a great intro, says, "Whoa, love that intro." And Amy Hale, thank you, darling, for working so hard on that thing. I'm looking forward to more. How do you like it? How do you like it? And good morning, all, from Ted Davies. Ted, glad to have you here, brother. Looking forward to the premiere of your show tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, Drinking with the Davies. So Ted and Chrissy Davies. Ted's had some great shows this week, Tuesday and Thursday. Please check them out. And he's been on the air almost as much as I have this week. Oh, man. I hope it's not a competition, Ted, because if you want to pass me up in broadcast hours, have at it, buddy. Anyway, great, Teresa, says Carl Witzman. And we got that one. And Joe, it's turned the clock back 1 hour, then forward 2 hours. There we go. It sounds almost like the time warp. And there she is. Always glad to see my favorite Lacey Lemke. Mwah. Love you, hon. Good morning, everyone. Hope your day is great. Lacey, we hope yours is too, hon. Mine started way too early, but I'm ecstatic. I have illustrations coming from the illustrious Candace Camilleri for our children's book. Yes. And have made a huge dent in my quest to find Silas Slaughter. Oh, man, it's awesome. I'm on my way and no one can stop me. I'm looking forward to the cloud of dust left in your wake as we leave the critics behind and the people who tried to tell us that we can't do this thing. Lacey, I'm so proud of you. I really am, hon. That is great news. That is super. And let's go back to through the comment dump here. Oh, I'm trying to catch up. And let's see. And Joe Dog McKeel says, woohoo, I know a secret. I know a secret. Now, if I could just remember what it is and who told me. Yeah, I know. Good luck with that. Let us know. Just tell me next time. And I swear I can keep a secret. It's those 80 other people I tell that can't. And see you tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern on Drinking with the Davies with Ted and Chris. Today, the forecast is dark and stormy. Get ready to mix it. All right. Check out Ted Davies Artistry on YouTube. Also on Facebook, but subscribe to Ted's YouTube channel. In fact, Amy Hale, Michaela J, Ted, Joe Dog McKeel, under his Joe McKeel and Stupid O'Clock identities. All of us pretty much, and Ted, and of course Nicholas Tucker, the Historical Fencing Guild. We've all got YouTube channels, and we would appreciate it if you subscribe to them. It just takes a moment. It is absolutely free, and you can change your mind later, but you won't want to. And Bill Sarton, TGIF to the fantastic Mr. Fez, and all the Friday Morians. Count your blessings. It does a body good. Bill Sarton, glad to see you here as always, my friend, and thank you. Let's bring Cookie home. And next week's show will go on just like my heart on the Titanic. It will happen. And congrats, Nicholas. Yeah, Nick has got books coming in. And we got the Skunk Rocker checking in. Glad to see it. See you as always. Morning, Brian. Morning, Nevermorians. I hope everyone is embracing the warm green glow of a beautiful morning, infected by the plutonium runoff that is leaking from the local nuclear power authority. You have such a way with words. You paint a picture with words there, Skunk Rocker. Oh my God, you're awesome, dude. You cheer me up every morning. Even when you're pissed off, you find a way. Just being here makes me happy. And hey, Carl Westman says, Joe Dog McKeel, I just woke up and no coffee. I got an excuse. And the legend of the traveling TARDIS is in fine fettle, Michaela Jade. And Russell Allen says, have you heard Brian Hot Mess Rodman has a sweet Kickstarter going at that address, and it blew past its first stretch goal. Yeah, and we got to get into that second one. Every $500, Brian Rodman is going to add another goodie, another perk to the stretch goals. And he's not forgetting, it's not just the people who get the physical copy of the book, but he's also remembering those of us who dig digital. So Lord love him. So please check it out. It is Memoirs of an Angel. You've heard us talk about before, but go to Kickstarter, look up Brian Rodman, and check out his latest Kickstarter. And Ted Davies Artistry is bringing the coffee. He knows what. Yeah, just like the Big Bopper, you know what I like. And it ain't just Chantilly lace unless it's some kind of coffee. And yikes, Joe Dog, go get some coffee, says Carl Wisman. Dear God, yes, I think you'll need it today. Everyone is hyped up today. Well, I'm just refusing to have a bad day today. That's what it is, Carl. I've had my share this week. And there's Ted with the coffee now. God bless Ted and all that's sail with him. And Roy Mercado, hola to you, my friend. Hope your morning is going well, or whatever the time it is, wherever we all are. And hope the weekend goes great for you, Roy. It's a pleasure to have you here as always. And Joe Dog acting like he doesn't have 55 gallons of Mountain Dew in his home like Dale Gribble. This is a Skunk Rocker. And I got a wonderful compliment yesterday during a website meeting with the Scrub House staff. I was asked to write advertisement copy because, and I quote, "You're so good with words." You are, Skunk. You really are. You're very eloquent. You really are. And I'm not just saying that to be nice, because God knows I generally don't. But anyway, no, it's good. Now, if I could just get good with plots, that would be fantastic. Skunk, honestly, You're a talented guy. I'll give you a tip. The first novel I ever wrote, granted, it was a piece of steaming crap, but it was based on a song. Um, it was, and you'll know this one, Sing Ring and the Magic Guitar by Utopia off their Raw album. It is a fantastic mini opera. And it's basically kind of Lord of the Rings thing where these four adventurers go out battling, each one battling different elements to locate a crystal key that will unlock Sing Ring's magic guitar and bring music back to the kingdom. And all four members of Utopia, each one playing a different instrument, of course, guitar, bass, drums, and keyboards, all have extended solos during the thing, and they're fantastic. The great thing is, the adventurers unite at the end. No spoilers here. Come on, it's been out for 40 years. You should know it by now. But anyway, the four adventurers reunite, and they each launch into their signature songs that blend into this really kind of upbeat, sprightly, almost Irish jig sort of song that and then of course they break they break open the prison, free up the guitar, and it's a beautiful piece of music. And they used to perform it on stage, where at the climax of the song, Todd would climb this giant steel pyramid with these tiny little steps. He must have size 5 feet, children's size, but he stood at the top of this thing playing a plastic, clear guitar. And it was wonderful. And I found out he donated that piece of architecture to some sort of folk music festival, I think it is. I saw a video of it recently. But anyway, yeah, but plot, use music. Like I use a couple of examples, like what if Daddy didn't take the T-Bird away? Or I kind of based a horror story on that. It was the genesis of my plot. The plot did not wind up being like that. It wound up going into Cthulhu and all that. It was in the Nightmare Collective from Neoleaf Press, available now with myself and Rick Bradley in it. Hi. And also, what else have I used? And another example I use is there in Penny Lane, there's a barber showing photographs of every head he's had the pleasure to know, and he still has most of them in his basement. I've been told by one person that I told that to one person, and he just looked at me, his eyes just went all hollow, and he's like, the Beatles are my favorite group, and that's my favorite song. And I said, I'm sorry if I ruined it for you. He goes, no, you just made it 100 times cooler. And hello, Christian from Michaela Jade. Hello, Christian. And Joe Dog McKeel, someone got the last pot of coffee and didn't tell me yesterday, so now I am out. Now they must live with that transgression until I feel like going to the store. Well, I think you've got motivation. Now I'm just stuck with Earl Grey tea. That's better than nothing, man. I like Earl Grey tea. I do like that stuff. And the $1 million question the Skunk Rocker is having is, it's only 3 people in your home, and if it wasn't you, then there's 2 other people, and it's at that point you should be able to extrapolate. Yeah. Columbo, you can figure this out here. You can figure out who the killer is. But someone who's a killer to me is Sarah. Mwah! Good morning to you, Dark Mistress. How are you, my darling? Thank you for checking in. It's so good to see you as always. And hugs to Michaela Jade. Oh, Sarah, you're doing my heart good this morning. And Skunk Rocker said, I've been stuck on Harlem Shuffle today. I don't know why I keep bouncing back and forth between the original and the Stones. Yeah, the original absolutely is fantastic. There was a video in my newsletter that I shared a couple months ago, Skunk, that there is if you want me to, I will find the link for you if you like, but it's 10 songs that were actually there was a big hit for a group like Harlem Shuffle, but that people aren't aware are cover versions. Like I found out a lot of good stuff, like Twist and Shout was actually the Beatles did an amazing cover of it early in their career. And of course, we've got the original Isley Brothers, right? Well, it turns out the original was actually like an upbeat, poppy kind of version that the writer absolutely detested. And later he went and actually had like another demo made of it that was a moderate hit. And then I think I don't think it was the Isley Brothers version, but I think it was one that inspired them. But anyway, yeah, I'm just so happy Sarah's here. I really am. And I think two Bryans will be found in the green room tonight. Beware, folks, you've been warned, says Brian Rodman. Oh, yeah. And Ted Davies, Sarah and Amy Hale sucking in chili dogs. That escalated quickly. Yeah, behind the tasty freeze in front of the cameras with everyone watching. Two milkshake, it's like two Bryans in one cup. You know what I'm saying? And then, boy, did I take it off the charts. And Joe Dog McKill, the Skunk Rocker, both have denied it. That does not make me any happier. I mean, somebody's head's going to roll this morning. And Glenn B. Fleming, you were mentioned this morning, you and your lovely wife's voice. Glad to see you. Happy Friday. Guess what? It's only a couple hours away from wine time. No, dude, it is wine 30 somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking globally, my friends. Enjoy, imbibe. Oh man, and I know you're working hard this week, man. I caught your video the other day that your wife does sound like Joanna Lumley. Wow, that's great. As opposed to me, it sounds like a backing up sync. And Sarah, and Michaela Jade is so excited. Warriors Worth edits are done. All it needs is a good once over. Hashtag shut up, Christian. Oh God, if you haven't pre-ordered, hop on over to Amazon and get your copy. Please help Michaela out and get that third part of her trilogy into your hands, into your hot, sweaty hands. And no, Christian, I won't tell you to shut up this time. It reminds me of a dirty joke that I won't tell while we're on the air. Anyway, Skunk Rocker says, then you know it was your kid. Your wife would never lie to you. Well, that's true. And OMG, good morning, everyone. Lisa Malone, saw your post was yesterday about the medical stuff. Anyway, Lisa, keep us posted, okay, darling? Lisa is a fantastic agent, and if you want advice on how to do your Kickstarter properly, please contact her. She is a delight. And let's see, do we have you booked? We gotta get you booked for Clever Title Pending. Did we kind of leave that in hanging? But anyway, all of May is yours, darling. Let me know, okay? And coffee deniers are the worst deniers, says Carl Witzman. Yeah, they should own up to this stuff. And Nick, in Brian's case, it's licking on book spines behind the tasty freeze. That's true. Yes, and last night I revealed to my comic people in the after show the secret of my spine licking. I don't know if I made them feel better or not. And from the desk of a small press publisher, Joe D. McPhee, glad to have you here. Morning, Brian. Morning, all. Hope your Friday is going good. It is going fantastic, my friend. And thank you again for helping out last night on Comic Book Spectrum. It was a fantastic show, and you had some wonderful comments, Joe. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your being there and hanging out with us. It was such a great thing. And one of these days, like I said, when we get our act together, don't be surprised if I tap you on the shoulder. You know what I'm saying? To come in and help out, all right? And Scott Garger says, luckily, the only coffee that I drink comes in a can. Well, that works. And John Celestri, good to talk to you this morning, sir. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, John. John is a former animator, and find out he's got a lot of our irons in the fire. John, leave a link to this Kickstarter, this great campaign you've got going. Please, please, please. And check out the work of John Celestri. He is awesome. It's good to see you here. And Lisa, says Ted Davies. And good morning, Lisa. She's got her fan club here, as which I'm a member. And Michaela Jade licking the spine as a once-over, says the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Hey, now, Sarah, I've been stuck on spine licking with Slivers Andy's mints along my tongue's path here, and if that doesn't become a movie, I'm going to get myself a camera and make it. Do I have any volunteers? The Scott Garter says I was going to fix that typo, and then right when I went to hit the backspace button, I hit a bump and my phone jumped in my hand. Grr. Phone jumping in his hand is code. One of the main problems of trying to do speech to text, yeah, my problem with doing speech to text on my phone is the speech to text program. There's some stuff there I've got to answer for. And Michaela says, oh, Christian, if you only knew. And he says, oh, I know. And good morning from Rick Bradley. Good morning to see you, superstar. Hope you're having a great Friday morning. Good to have you here. And good morning, Ted and Russ. Lisa Malone, glad to have you here too, darling. I love having y'all. This is a great morning for people showing up. I'm happy. I didn't recognize Amy's voice when she was totally sober, says Carl Witzman. Oh, that's a scathing indictment, of which, and same with Michaela Jade. And Amy's going, well, yeah, so. And yeah, Pro Tools can do a lot to help a drunk person sound sober. If only it made me sound good. And Randy Zimmerman, Randy, thank you for the invite for Sunday. I'm so excited. I really am. And Morning Brian and Nevermorians, looking forward to Sunday, but both Roland and Rob Davis are tentative. Today is the second anniversary of the Indie Volt podcast. I have cake. Ooh. Well, just push it through the speaker to me, Randy. I'll be ready and willing. And if you're wondering what Randy and I are talking about, I'm in a good mood. Let's run a spot here. I did bring it over. This is for Sunday Funnies at 9 a.m. this coming Sunday, where we talk about comics and fun.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, indievolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
Randy Zimmerman, Daphne Faison, a wonderful, wonderful show. I'm so looking forward to that. You tell Rob Davis to get his butt over there and mention maybe you shouldn't mention my name. That might not be much incentive. But anyway, please check out Randy's show. And I will say that Randy doing that show is, and always will be one of the inspirations for my doing my own comic book spectrum. Randy does such an incredible job. It is the level to which we aspire. But he runs a fantastic show. And if you love comics, new and old, and you want to talk fun comics, that's the show for you. So please check us out, 9 a.m. this coming Saturday. Again, Randy, thank you for inviting me. So appreciate it. And poor Amy, all this abuse, says Carl Witzman. Yeah, usually it's me that gets it. I'm glad to, you better not poke Amy. She'll make you cease to exist. Eric Hawkins, I didn't know whose voice that was, but I had to excuse myself for a moment. It felt like I needed to provide my credit card number. And Amy volunteered to do that voice, and all it cost me was $2.99 for the first minute. It was great. And Carl's mocking skunk with his laughter and says, I know, right, Eric? Woo! And great intro, Amy Hale. Wonderful from Ted Davies. Carlene says, wonderful job, Amy. And Amy says, I'd totally take an intro by Riff Tracks. Yeah, I would too, for that matter. And from the desk of a small press publisher, I guess I will promote today. Well, why aren't you, Jody McPhee? You must. Take a look at the hidden treasures of interviews and reviews on the desk of a small press publisher, broadcasting live Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. That's a great show. It really is. Joe has a wonderful interview style, and you will love his guests, of whom I have been one. Yeah, it's a great show. I watch it every week, and it's really fun. I really like it, and hopefully we can steer some extra people. Let's get Joe over 100 subs on YouTube. I don't know where you're at right now, but I'd love to see you get above the century mark there. That'd be great. And let's see here, Another comment dump. Oh, and I am editing. It's just so you guys are interesting. So interesting this morning. And new Amy Hale intro. Rise, fellow Nevermorians. Rise and stay erect like the Morris monster as you thrust to your new adventure. As we catfish through the dino porn and pound that literature, says Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Oh, then I see future monetization going away. And morning YouTube, Nevermorian loves. Mwah, from the Dark Mistress Sarah. Thank you. And be sure to crack the whip and make sure we get all those likes. Remember, folks, if you enjoy any part of this show, if we've made you smile or laugh or go, what the hell? Our subs will go up with this. Anyway, please give this video a like, whether you're watching on Facebook or you're watching on YouTube, and whether you're watching live or on the reruns. We appreciate it. It helps us so much. From the desk of a small press publisher, I do have to film a lot of comic reviews. Yeah, seriously. I think more of us should. We really need to share what we're enjoying right now, especially if we read a varied palette of stuff. That's the one thing I love about my crew, Brian, Clyde, and Eric on Comic Book Spectrum. Have you gotten the urge to watch it yet? It's really good, despite me. But the first two shows we had reviews. Excuse me. At the end of issue 2, as we call it, we had a question come in that was so incredible. We had a limited time left in the show. We tried to get it in around an hour so as not to overlap with Amy, if at all possible. Last night's went a couple minutes over. Sorry, Amy. But the topic came up about what can we or the publishers do to grow the comic book industry? How have they let us down? And is it just a literacy matter? Please go back and watch that show. I think we made some good points. But next week is going to be all reviews, and we had, we'll have a little discussion too, because I dig that. I like the interaction, obviously. But we've reviewed some stuff. We've done. Eric's done a Marvel comic. I did a DC, but most of the stuff we've done has been the non-big two. It's been quite fun. It's a great show, really. So yeah, and right, Amy, Mike, Kevin, and Bill can make fun of me anytime. Hey, I'll take their abuse and pay them for the privilege. Just like downtown. And second stretch goal unlocked and a new one announced from Russell Allen. This is the last Friday to get on Xenon NI Titan. Shut up, Christian. As it ends Thursday night, please check it out and give it a share. Yes, definitely share this project. It's really, really fun book. I enjoyed it. And Sarah, hope you are doing well from the desk of a small press publisher. And Sarah's on. Sarah, look out. 15 are watching, but only 10 have liked. And she's bringing out the whip. So if you want her to whip you, be sure to hit that like button. And it does help. It really does. And hey, Sarah, my dark mistress. And thank you, everyone, from Amy Hale. I enjoyed working on it. You all are boosting my confidence this morning. Yeah, that's a super intro. It really is. And we'll run it at the end of the show so you can hear the dulcet tones of Amy Hale. Can you tell I'm trying to get you to stay for the whole show? And Sarah, Dark Mistress, moi, from the Legend of Traveling Tars. And Mike, Jimmy, Lorticia de Bruin. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Good morning, lovelies. Good morning to you. Glad you're here. Welcome to the Madhouse. And Sarah says, hello from the desk. And hey there, Carl O. Dark Pope. And Carl Witzman says, if I start drinking with the Davies, I'm going to be in great shape by the time the green room starts. Just saying. Well, I think I may need an alcoholic beverage myself tonight. It's been one of those weeks. And Carleen, looking forward to seeing the delicious Chrissy Davies on her new show. Yeah, she was fantastic. I don't know what Carl told you. I think she did a super job. I really did. Ted, of course, is very polished and he's fun. Very professional and still enjoyable, not at all stuffy. But Chrissy is a natural. She's great. You two are going to be fantastic, you two. It's just like you're married or something. Brian Rodman says, we are now at the 2-week mark for the Kickstarter for Memoirs of an Angel #7. We need your help to dust off the dreaded dead zone period of the campaign. Pull back the curtain of the physical realm and enter the world of the unseen. Right there. Take a screen capture. Go to that Kickstarter campaign right now. I have read earlier issues of Memoirs of an Angel. I'm pledged to this campaign. Please check it out. You will enjoy it. It is great stuff. And right now, even $1 will help get him some momentum. And and also share it with your friends. Share it with your comic-loving friends, or even people you didn't know love comics. They need to love this one. Joe Dog McKeel says, remember, no is a complete sentence. It needs nothing to define its reasoning other than possible flying objects to the second questioner's location. This Fez is covering up a lot of scars. How well I know. And Christian, big kisses from Sarah. Ooh. And hey there, Trevor, says Sarah. And and this is the Kickstarter link. Please check it out. All right. And Trevor Hawkins says, I hope Ted does 50 drinks because those are awesome. Check out tonight. This is a drink that kind of was very, very popular back in the day, and I put in a request for Tom Collins. My parents used to drink that. I think that was the first sip of alcohol I ever had. I tried my mom's drink.
Syrup.
Say what?
Cough syrup was your first sip.
That's true. Yeah, that was drugs, honey. And Cookie has brought me some coffee.
But it's empty.
No, it isn't. No, it will be in a moment.
Keep going.
Damn, it's hot.
Cackle.
Thanks for nothing except the coffee. Love you, honey. Oh, you do love me. Oh, holy cow. I'm not going to say what she did, but I'm blinded by the headlights. Anyway, No, but anyway, getting back to the drinks. No, my first drinks of narcotics was Vicks Formula 44 because when I was a kid, when I was like in single digits, they actually sold the over-the-counter stuff and it had codeine in it. And they advertised this as, the Vicks Formula 44 with codeine. And that stuff tasted like garbage. Like licorice, somebody else mixed with black licorice soaked in Jägermeister that's been left out in the sun for 3 weeks. And then a cow drank it. But anyway, it was horrible stuff. I didn't like the taste at all, but I liked how good it made me feel. And I didn't understand until I was a teenager why I felt so good. I was drinking narcotics and it was great. But anyway, but yeah, but my mom let me have a few sips of her Tom Collins when I was very, very young, which explains my drinking patterns in the 80s, probably. But it was a very enjoyable drink. And Ted has said he's putting it on his agenda. And it's going to be drinks that have fallen out of favor. Plus, I don't want to reveal too much about it, but there's some ongoing things that will be on there, like how to make things that will enhance your drinking experience. And they're all very easy, it sounds like. And I'm really looking forward to tonight. I think it's going to be great. And Sarah, hi, everyone. I have missed as well. We missed you, Sarah. And like I don't know if you saw your message I wrote you on the other night on Tuesday. Please check in. All right. If just to me, if anyone, so I can let everybody know you're okay. Because I told people I was prepared to knock on your door because I know where you live. And I'll do it. And morning, Sarah from Michaela Jade, and all thumbs over here. And morning, lovely Michaela. And Amy Hale has that www.authoramyhale.com. Please check out her work. She is more than the voice that you wish was whispering to you in the morning. She is more than a fantastic broadcaster and interviewer. She is also an incredible author. Please, 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 I cannot tell you this enough. Please check out the work of Amy Hale. She has got a lot of great books, and you will enjoy them. I'm not just a friend. I'm a fan, and I'm telling you that for true. And Ted Davies, Brian K. Morris, thank you for all your support and inspiration, brother. And after 6, coffee now. After 6 p.m., it's beer 30. Yeah, thank you, Ted. And Ted, you do a lot for the community, too. And this week has really brought home how blessed, and I'm not using that word lightly, I am, to have you guys as friends and fellow believers in the rising tide, that we help each other. I have gotten so much support this week, for my new solo campaign here, as we call it in D&D, that it wasn't easy. But we're happy, we're moving forward, and I'm thinking that I got no restraint now. I got no chains. Not that it was much of one, but we're rising. We're going to rise. And I want to thank everyone who signed up also for my YouTube page in the last couple of weeks. Last time I checked, we were at 465 people. And we are now at the part there. We are now at the part of our growth where if we say we're not concerned with monetization, we're lying. We are looking forward to monetization eventually. We hope it will happen by the end of the year. And there's also a lot of channels, I think all the channels in the Rising Tide broadcast group, who you should check out their shows on YouTube and please give their pages a like. Because I don't see any one of us that's doing bad stuff that we should not be above 1,000 subscribers or more. I think there's a couple people in actually almost everyone in the group. I'm the only one that shouldn't probably that should be up doing Markiplier numbers. You know what I'm saying? Or PewDiePie. Seriously, you all do great work. And Ted, I'm so proud of you for expanding your broadcast repertoire. And I'm not just looking forward to it. I'm excited for this new show. I think this is something fresh. I really do. I'm looking forward to it. And Mike Jimmy Lorsha de Bruin, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, Mike Jimmy. I really am. But anyway, hey, all, life on Cora number 3 has been pretty quiet on Indiegogo. Some help sharing the word is appreciated. Every 25 backers, we're giving away an original page from the comic. Wow, I didn't know that. So please check that out on Indiegogo and give this really fine fellow some encouragement there. Please check him out. Seriously, that is great. Mike, Jimmy, we seriously support promotion on here. One of our hashtags is always promote. So when you have a project come in here and interact with the Nevermorians and let them get to know you and fall in love with you. And no means no, Joe Dog. Since when? Anyway, Brian Robin, this morning we woke up to the remnants of our cat's all-night drug ring party. Oh, dear. They got into the catnip, folks. Oh, dear, and they're so young. The living room was sprinkled with puke and shenanigans. These felines were hunting dragons in our house all night, apparently, and then had the audacity to act like nothing happened this morning. I don't want to hear that your cats are hissing at me ever again. I don't put up with that sort of nonsense from drug addicts. This is why I don't own a pet. And Rick Bradley says, you follow this link that you see there on the screen for Rick Bradley. It'll take you to at least 4 magical worlds full of demonic marbles, free monsters, mighty mud monsters, and cybernetic dinosaurs in space. Yes! Thank you, Rick Bradley. That's great. I love that. I love you changing that up. Legend of Traveling TARDIS says, Brian, have you heard about the podcast loser beaten by the YouTube algorithms every time? Have you heard about the podcast loser? He's a loser, but he still keeps putting out content. Oh, that's great. This is a musical morning. Oh no, says Ted Davies. Yes. Oh no, that's a Frank Zappa song. Oh no, I can't believe it. Anyway, and Skunk Rocker's smiling now. Gotta run, says Michaela J tonight. And don't miss Tidbits and Scribbles tonight at 7 p.m. on YouTube. Please check that out. That's a super, super show. Michaela does such a wonderful job, and she will be there in the comments to interact with you. So please, please check her out. Check out Michaela. I have. Anyway, Rick Bradley says, watch the return of the rerun of Comic Spectrum. Yet another great issue. Thank you, Rick Bradley. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really happy with that show, and I cannot have picked. I don't know how I could have picked 3 better people to be with me. There were a lot of people on my list. I'm just glad that my 3 said yes. So the only one there that brings it down is me. But anyway, and not much. But no, seriously, I'm very proud of that show. And I think it's a show that's needed. There's so many shows that talk about how bad comics are, how terrible comic creators are. And we don't want to be that show. We want to be the people that say, hey, listen, there's still some great comics being produced. The great science fiction writer Theodore Sturgeon once said that 90% of everything is crap, and comics are no exception. There's some god awful work being produced, and one wonders why. But the fact is, there's a lot of stuff that is so worth your money. There's a new writer coming on Superman that I don't know much about him. He's not flashy like a Brian Michael Bendis or a Neil Gaiman or an Alan Moore, but I've read the first 3 or 4 stories I've read from him concerning the new Superman books. I'm digging it. He nails the personality. He's got it. And he's got some really good, exciting stuff right now. And, like I said, there is some crap being put out, Legion of Superheroes. But I like the 60s stuff better, sorry. But if you like it, that's fine. We will agree to disagree. But I did like Bendis on Superman and Action more than I thought I would. I really did enjoy a lot of it. But there's a new writer, and plus the Last Ronin, the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle book, which has Kevin Eastman coming back to work on it. That to me is exciting. There's a lot of good work, and I'm discovering stuff from my cohorts on that show that I look up, in my comic shop now, and it's really enriched my reading experience. And there we go. Michaela Jade from Legend Traveling TARDIS and Ryan Permisson shared. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. I don't always get notice that my show's been shared, but I appreciate it, Ryan. I try to share your stuff whenever possible. And Sarah, you've been missed, says Amy Hale. That's true. And 2 Brians, 1 cup, and that's when Christian and Carl died. Yeah, and not in a pretty way either. And Ryan Permisson says, happy Friday, Nevermorians. How are you, Ryan? We hope you're doing well. Check out the latest episode of the podcast here, Talking Movies on Anchor FM, episode 89. Please check out everything this guy does. And he's got a great author show that he does, creator show that he does at noon on Saturdays on the Hanging with Web Show Network. That is really fantastic. And the Legend of Traveling TARDIS says, everyone don't post anything for the next 10 minutes. I want to see what happens when Brian catches up. It won't happen. And Ted Davies is excited because Glenn B. Fleming is here, as am I. Good to see you back, Sarah. Sarah says, Brian Rodman. See, you got a family here, Sarah. And whoa, did he just say a cookie sound like a backing up sync? No, Carl Witzman. I was trying to say I sound like one. I don't know how people put up with it. And Glenn B. Fleming, I have a dinner date with Ms. Lumley tonight. Looking forward to that. Ooh la la. Oh, Glenn, lucky man, lucky man. Anyway, yeah, she has a great voice. She really does. And Glenn is crazy talented too. Go to Amazon, whether it's Amazon UK, Amazon USA, wherever it is, and check out the work of Glenn B. Fleming. He does so many good things, and he does them all well. He's a crazy talented guy, and I'm glad we're friends. I really am, Glenn. And Bill Sarn says, we interrupt the microphone muted man in the feds. What microphone muted man? Boy, you make one mistake and people don't let it go. To bring you this special announcement, where's the best place to be on a Saturday morning, you ask? Only on the artwork of Bill Sarden, watching the best of Saturday morning cartoons, classic commercials, PSAs, and of course, Schoolhouse Rock. Plus, you can always check out my sketches that are available for purchase and other far out and groovy stuff. So check out the artwork of Bill Sarden, where everything old is new again. And also, put one eye on Bill and one eye on John B. Pica, who is curiously not here so far. He must be covered in work, the poor man, taking care of the Biden care people. But anyway, check out also John B. Pica Saturday morning. And this Saturday, I believe Willow Schuyler is taking over behind the cereal box, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. And my good friend Kelly Gutner is on there. She's a great cosplayer who will be on Clever Title Pending next month. It's going to be fun. And Nevermorians, don't post for the next 10 minutes, says Christian Basil. I want to see what happens when Brian catches up. Oh, don't listen to him. And well, Christian, you try. And Sarah says, OMG, 2 Brians in 1 cup. Holy crap, literally. Yeah. Boy, if that doesn't leave a bad taste in your mouth, nothing will. Ryan Permisson says, join us Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern for, and I quote, with Amaru Moses at that link there. Check it out. Bookmark that. And, oh, sorry. Did Christian just tell the chat to shut up again? Oh, God. I'll get you, Christian. It's the last thing I do. Yeah, Christian, when he was guiding Clever Title Pending a couple Tuesdays ago, he was trying to do what I do. I've only met one person who can, and I'm looking at you, Skunk Rocker, who can do this sort of rapid fire patter. And he said, okay, everybody, he's like, stop typing. Everybody just stop typing right now. And I'm sitting here going, oh God, no, he told them what to do. He's in trouble. And sure enough, it was hilarious watching him fumble. Anyway, subscribe to the channel today for great nerdy content. That's Nerd Culture Channel with Ryan Permisson. Also, check out his, I believe that's also the name of his Patreon account. So please check that out as well. And don't get on to Brian about not being caught up. It's not good for your safety, or Brian will reach to the screen and strangle you, Christian. Good advice for continued living from Sarah. Follow her for more life hacks. You're right, Sarah. And Scott Crocker says, the plot conversation reminds me of a comic I read once that was based directly off of 9 Inch Nails' The Fragile in its entirety from beginning to end. Really good, but also really not safe for work. Yeah, Tim Truman does a lot of stuff that's based on like a lot of the music he hears, and he's got kind of like a country rockabilly kind of vibe to him. Plus, he's huge into the Grateful Dead, and also whom I think, Dan, if you ever like old comics from the 70s and 80s by a man who is a friend of mine, and I really love his work, David Anthony Kraft. He wrote for Marvel and DC. He wrote World's Finest Comics for DC. Richard Dragon Kung Fu Fighter, just been released in a trade paperback. Get it now, with some Jack Kirby artwork in there too. And also, who else am I thinking of? The Defenders, Man Wolf, and Creatures on the Loose. Great writer. Logan's Run did a great 7-issue run of Logan's Run with George Perez. It's wonderful. Great writer, great editor. But check out his work too. He did a lot of stuff that was directly influenced by Rush and Blue Oyster Cult. Really fine work, fine writer, and a really fun guy. Sarah, right, Carl? Like we shut up when we're told. Yeah, I know, right? Now you should have been there, Sarah. Hence my panic. Skullcracker, I mean, it was a furry comic about hell. You can imagine what the artist drew. I gotta see it. And Skunk, I love your personality, Sarah. Skunk Rocker is one of the guys on Stupid O'Clock, Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. your time, and Saturday night at 11 Eastern, 10 Central. Seriously, it's a great show, Sarah. If you haven't seen it, you would love it. It really is. Carl, Carly, and I think Ted are frequently there. So please check it out. You will enjoy it. And the Legend of Traveling TARDIS, Sarah, come here and make me Dark Mistress. I've been a bad altar boy. And Teresa Dunn says, oh, by the way, I will succeed at the podcast thing. I'm sure some of you thought it was the end, but guess what? I will prevail and do my best. Yes. Don't give up. The thing is, in creativity, a lot of time, and this is for everyone, not just Teresa. I need to be reminded of it occasionally myself. It is a game. And the only time we lose is when we stop playing. But you learn from what happens. If it's bad and if it's good, you try to do it again. And know that you've got friends who will support you. You saw the people when you were so, I could tell you were so unhappy. And I understand it. It's happened to me more than once. And the thing is, I keep getting reminded of it. Stop it, people. Anyway, but no, there are times when I'm like, I've made a mistake on a show or it wasn't as good as I thought. And I'm like, why am I doing this? I could be spending my time more constructively, I'm sure. But then you guys remind me why I'm doing it. Seriously. And again, not to take it away from Teresa. I hope Teresa walks away from this. It sounds like she has. It sounds like she's walking away from this determined to make it right. That's what counts. Keep trying. It will happen. But this week, again, I want to thank everybody for your support of our going solo here. And we are brought to you by we are powered by the Rising Tide Broadcast Network now. And we thank everyone who've been so helpful in helping us do this. And you'll see Amy Hale did a great intro. You will love it. And that was my customer service voice. Amy Hale, everyone thinks it's your $2.99 for the first minute voice, but I ain't complaining. You sound good, darling. And my pleasure, Christian. Rawr, I must make you behave, says Sarah. Oh, yeah. John Celestri, thank you, Brian, for the invitations to post my link like that one right there. You're very welcome, John. I encourage you. And John, you never have to ask permission. Just do it. All right. No matter what you got going. And it was great, Amy, says Carl Whitson. Yeah, she put that whole thing together with a little bit of guidance from me, but most of the heavy lifting, 128% of the heavy lifting was Amy. It was a good collaboration, I thought. I think we did well. And I seriously am encouraging Amy to do that for other authors, but she's worth it. She is worth it. And Brian Rahman, do you want to be immune from COVID? How about steal the life force from your enemies and hear the lamentations of their women? Get all these things and more with your very own Rising Tide mug. Head to the website in the description of the show and get your very own mug today. Yes, check it out. It comes in 4 lovely colors. Excuse me. And it makes all beverages taste better. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I need a cigarette now. Anyway, and that was Michigan Cherry Coffee, by the way, and it tastes like the whole orchard. It's wonderful. But anyway, yes, we also have t-shirts, phone cases, excuse me, various bits of apparel. And we'll be adding more as time goes on. So please check out our merch store. And it does help us a lot. So please support us. We love your support and appreciate it greatly. And Scott Crocker says, I have a personality. I'm thinking you might, dude. I'll get back to you on it. And Lacey Lemke has links to Nightmare Oasis 2 and Nightmare Oasis 1, I believe. Excuse me. And she says, I am not just a pretty face. I tell an excellent scary story as well. True on both parts. She is beautiful and she looks so innocent, but she has the mind of an axe killer. I love her for it. It's beguiling. But anyway, please check out Lacey's work on Amazon Plus. Her own book, Misty of the Maryvilles. Please support our Nevermorians. We got to hang together. And Sarah says, learn something new every day, Skunk. Now you know. Oh God, you're awesome, Sarah. And Amy Hale, customer service voice. Oh yeah. And hello, this is YouPorn. How may I help you? Rick Bradley, there's a lot of fiber going through StreamYard. So many dumps. Yeah, no kidding. And here I am without an umbrella. Brian Rodman, this week's episode of the Dastardly Dingoes podcast has been a hit, folks. We dive deep into the topic of imposter syndrome with Brian K. Morris and Christian Basil. Wise words and inspiring advice are shared on this episode, so you don't want to miss this one. In all seriousness, that is a good episode. And I had fun. My hosts were wonderful. And of course, I cannot say enough good things about my cohort, Christian, on there. Love you, brother. And it was a good show. And if you have this feeling of unworthiness sometimes as you go through your creative journey, I urge you to check out this program as soon as possible, and hopefully we can give you some advice on how to deal with it. Brian Rodman says, absolutely love the topic we explored last night on Comic Book Spectrum, and you were fantastic, Brian. Thank you for being there. And then our after show lasted longer than the show did. I had a blast hanging out with you guys last night. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And Eric told me afterwards he got like 2 pages penciled. It's more work than he's gotten done in ages. So apparently we are soothing to him, but as we're destroying his reputation by hanging out with him. But no, it was a good show. I was very pleased with that. And I think it's wonderful because it was a deviation from our original format in which we covered one topic. And then, like I said, this coming week, we'll probably have a discussion. Because we like talking to each other. But we will definitely have we'll have a couple reviews each, at least, maybe 3. Have them ready, but no, we love the conversation. We love the interaction with the audience. And again, to our audience last night on Comic Book Spectrum, you guys were fantastic, and you helped make the show. Don't ever let anyone say you don't. All right, you all were fantastic. Appreciate you being there, each and every one of you, and it was great. And what's hanging on the side of your fez opposite the tassel? Oh, Sarah. While you were gone, Andy Shaggy Cordy. And if I hear one, and I'm not going to read anything about my bald head either, his daughters are incredibly talented, just like their dad. And they, one morning on Nevermind the Furthermore, in fact, it was the Valentine's Day episode, Andy dropped off some Valentines from him and his family. To give you an idea, this drawing of me is by Andy's daughter, Lydia, and this is by his daughter, Anna. I picked them up from those lovely children. The 2019 Boiler Con on the in the Student Center of Purdue University. But what they also did was they sent me a button. Can you see that? I hope you can see that. I hope that's showing up well. But it's my fez and my name, and it's wonderful. I'm so happy with it that I have got in those lovely ladies' honor. I must wear this. So yeah. So that's what the button is, and I hope you dig it, and I hope you enjoy the story behind it. Andy's got a great family. Their kids are wonderful, and I can't wait to see what kind of careers those wonderful daughters have. And my ego would fill the screen, dude. You wouldn't see anything else. And for the next one, Small Press Publisher, hey, Cookie sometimes needs to be in the frame. Jody McPhee, that will happen. I've told everyone, I think before you started becoming a regular here, that when we can bring her home, she will do an episode with me. She will be on camera, but she does not want to be on screen. It's not that she's shy. God knows she's not shy, but she just does not. She doesn't care to have her photograph taken usually. Something about stealing her soul or something like that. I don't get it, but no. She just doesn't care to be photographed, and that's fine. But and she's been caught once, and it was by accident on one show. But most of the time you'll see her hands, or usually doing this in my face, as I cower in terror. But no, she just doesn't care to be photographed, and that's fine. But like I said, once we get her home, if I can start making enough at this and the Patreon and the writing all together, we're going to bring her home. That's my goal. You know, someone asked me what my business plan was one time, and I said my goal has always been one plan, and that was to bring Cookie home because we are a great creative team. And yeah, yeah. And Sarah says Cookie's voice. Love you, Cookie. I'll make sure she knows, and we love you too, Sarah. We miss you, hon. We got one of these. Oh, Sarah, you'll be happy to know this. I am getting my COVID shot on the morning of the 25th, my first one, and then of course my second one will be 2 weeks later. Cookie will be getting hers in late May. No, not late May, early May, I think. No, it's going to be soon. It's not too long after mine. So maybe we'll have another SarahCon. You never know. And we'll make it bigger than before. And from the desk from a small press publisher wonders about how many people know how hashtag cookies in the frame came about. Probably not. Feel free to tell. Amy Hale next week. Creative as Hale chats with Christian Basil. Don't miss this one. Yeah, Christian, when you're on Amy's show, go ahead and tell us not to type anymore. What could possibly go wrong? And Sarah says, I haven't seen any Facebook messages in a few months, but I'll get to them when I can. Love them. Darling, you know I love them. You too. You know that. I hope you do. If not, I'll keep reminding you because it's true. I do. And Scott Crocker says, I have a question for you. Why is Frank and Moon Unit Zappa's Valley Girl better than it has any right to be? That song is so damn good and it shouldn't be that good, honestly. Well, you know, the funny thing is, Frank Zappa said in interviews, I remember reading that if he wanted to, he could write top hit songs, like Todd Rundgren, but he chose not to. Simply because he wanted to do the music that spoke to him, which wasn't necessarily top 40. But yeah, and I don't think he intended Valley Girl to be a hit. But for those of you who don't know, Valley Girl by Frank Zappa and his daughter Moon Unit, who has gone on to a successful acting and stand-up comedy career. They did this song when I think she was in her teens, and it was the first time many of us across the country heard, like, gag me with a spoon, really, sort of thing, that was very popular for, the Clueless movie crowd. And it was an unexpected hit for Frank Zappa, who most of the time was writing songs like Don't Eat the Yellow Snow, and the close, in Montana. And Scott, I got to tell you a quick story here. We'll try to catch up. My local college station in Champaign-Urbana, I used to listen to it when I worked nights in a bakery alongside my late mother. And one night we were listening to Billy the Mountain from Just Another Band in LA with, Howard Kalin and Jen Pons and Mark Volman, one of my favorite iterations of the Mothers of Invention. And there is frequent use of the F word. And this person apparently had to do a number 2 because he put the song on, because this song takes up it's about 20 minutes long. So he had time to go get a sandwich too. Afterwards, hopefully he washed his hands. But anyway, this song is about a sentient mountain, and the government man hunting him, Studebaker Hawk. And of course, Hawk meets his grisly doom at the end of the song. And the moral of the story is that a mountain is something you better not with. You better not. So don't, Billy, and don't, Ethel, you saw what just happened to the guy with the flies, and then they sing out, the rest of the song, this long series of F-bomb lyrics. But the guy tried to turn the sound off at the F-bomb, but he kept missing it. So it was like, don't, my mother was listening to this and she'd heard the song through me. She kind of liked Zappa too. My mom had really good musical taste. And she's listening and she goes, I didn't know around was a word banned by the FCC. I go, well, I guess it is tonight. So I thought you'd enjoy that. And Dino Porn in Space. Oh, the images in my head. You and me both were sharing a brain, Sarah. And Scott Crocker says, seriously, if you haven't heard that song, it's a hit. It's just got the most groovy riffs. So good. It really is. It's a great song on its own. A lot of Zappa's songs were good. And the funny thing is, as much as he was into the Edgar Varese dissonance thing so much, he could do really faithful versions of songs like the time he did Happy Together by the Turtles. And he did it totally straight. No joke about it. I also heard something. What was it? The Killing Floor by the Allman Brothers. He did a totally faithful version of it. And he could do it. He just chose not to, which is okay. And Amy Hale, may the dino porn be with you. And Christian, I'm gonna record that intro just for practice. I'm fully expecting it, Christian. And John, I'm in trouble. I'll make sure I show up for that one. And Ted Davies from Glenn B. Fleming. Everyone's happy this morning. I missed the intro. I'm curious, so I'll back it up and check it out at the end of the show. Love to you, Amy. I'll run it at the end of the show because it's a good closer too. And in about a month, says Rick Bradley, will have me on Clever Title Pending. I promise I'll be up to no good. You better not be up to any good, fella. You have expectations. And Dave Redeker, thank you for the topic last night on the show on Comic Book Spectrum. On one Thursday night, I saw you streaming. It was Comic Book Spectrum episode 2. I instantly became a listener for life. Well, gosh, Dave, thank you so much. You have a really great panel assembled, and that's not just because my question was answered. Another great broadcast from the Rising Tide Network. Till next Thursday. Dave, thank you. Thank you so much for that great topic. When you gave that to us, you noticed last night, I had to print it out in its entirety, because I wrote it down as soon as the show was over, in its entirety. And I was doing this thing called preparation. That's it. I'm so unused to it. The term is foreign to me. But no, you had a great topic, and thank you for providing an idea for a show that gave us so much interaction with our audience. That is really the heart of what we like doing here. And I'm not just speaking, I don't think I'm speaking just for me, but a lot of the shows here at the network involve interaction with our audience, and they turn into our friends, and that's what we love the best. And Dave, thank you again. I can't thank you enough, and I'm so happy to hear your words, and we hope you'll keep coming up with great ideas and joining our conversation, Dave. We appreciate you so much. And Joe Dog McKeel, the only thing colder than a woman's heart is her feet. I'll vouch. And Carl Witzman scoots away from Joe to avoid being collateral damage. Yeah, we're in the danger zone now, and I'm not talking about Top Gun. And Mike Jimmy Lorsha de Bruin, I should be doing a million things art related. Nope, I'm cooking in the background. Procrastination days are the best. We're glad to be helping you get your work done. Think of me, 2 hours, and I'm not anywhere close to writing. Sarah, I feel your pain, Mike Jimmy. I really do. Sarah, I'm just thinking hands and butt could also be colder too. Depends on the woman. And I remember my single days. There were a couple who their hearts could probably freeze a tray of ice cubes at 20 feet. And Scott Crocker says, watch out where the Husky's going. Don't you eat that yellow snow. Yeah, I knew you'd know that one. And let's see. And we just shot past there was another comment dump, and let's see, here we go, we're back. And Joe Dog McKeel says, today is the first day of the rest of your life, but so was yesterday, and look how that turned out. Oh my God, I've got to remember that one, Joe Dog. That's great. Ryan Permisson says, looking for book recommendations for the summer. Send over some links via direct message. Yeah, please send if your books you like that you think he should be reading. And I know he's read at least one fantastic book. I'm very proud of that one. Actually, I'll have to send you one to, not just selfishly this one, but actually this one. I'm in this. This is from Flinch Books. It's edited by Jim Beard and John C. Bruning, both of whom have been on Clever Title Pending. This is a wonderful adventure book about we like to think of it as Carl Kolchak meets the Chariots of the Gods. It's about a disgraced journalist who roams the world looking for vindication on his views of extraterrestrial intervention in our affairs. And he's not only looking to revive his reputation, but to prepare us for their return. It's called Quest for the Space Gods from Flinch Books, edited by Jim Beard and John C. Bruning. There's 6 incredible stories in here, and I am one of them. And I'm so proud of that story, and I'm so proud of that book. So that's one I'd recommend. I'll have to remember to send you a link to that. Nick Tucker says, as I will be getting ready to be the librarian, I'll be ducking early. Fortunately, the lag will place this plug towards the end. Probably so. I can't come out today, dude, but one of these days I'm going to tap you on the shoulder and make sure you're at work. I'm going to come over, okay? Probably after I get my shots. The first one will be rabies, and the next one will be distemper. So once I get those, I'll be safe to come out. And Brian, I need to watch that episode. Yes, you do. It's always good. And joins the Dark Pope in Scooting Retreat. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's going to be a blast zone here pretty soon. And from the desk of a small press publisher, the Dastardly Dingoes podcast says that is, I suffer from it. Brian, would you please DM Joe D. McPhee? Joe, capital D, MCFEE. Friend each other, why don't you? You guys are good. You guys are on the same wavelength, I think. But DM him a link to the show or put it in the comments here if you would. And Joe Dog McKeel, not reading anything about a bald head. I guess that comment can hold over till Monday. Okay, thanks. Scott Crocker, well, not all games are like that, like Tic-Tac-Toe or Global Thermonuclear War. That's right. Do you want to play a game? And that's an awesome button, a fez on a fez, and it has your name on to return it to you if you lost the fez. I mean, not much chance of that. I keep tight hold of my fez, and yeah, that's code. Glenn B. Fleming, love that badge on your hat, Brian. Thank you. Thank Andy Cordy's talented daughters. I found some drawings from last year I made of my cartoon character Hatch, and I've drawn him wearing a fez, and this was before I knew you. Spooky, Glenn. I'm gonna have to. I used to work for a company out of Western Chicago suburbs, and they did a book about 10 years ago. A horror book where the character on the cover is a dead ringer for me. And this was 5 years before I met anyone there. So Sarah says, Cookie gives awesome hugs. All who haven't had the pleasure be jealous. She does. And Trevor Hawkins, Brian lost it a while back dealing with us. One of one, yeah. And Zoltar, man, good to see you, Silvio. How are you this morning? Hello. And Grant Lankard is back. Hello, Sarah. Long time no see. And let's my household has had both COVID immunizations, so you're safe to come over. Oh, excellent, Sarah. And now, have you managed to get it? Have you managed not the COVID, but the shot? Have you managed to get it yet? Because I don't know how Illinois is on their schedule. I know that Indiana has just dropped it down to 50 or above as far as age, and I've been eligible for about 3 weeks, or actually about 10 days now. And Cookie, with them dropping it down to 50 and above, she's now in that range. So cool. And Joe Dog McKeel, I have good news. Doc told us yesterday we qualify for our rabies shot. Yes, Joe Dog, I've been so worried about you getting yours. I know Joe Dog's been waiting for it so hard he's been foaming at the mouth. And hey, Grant, ginormous hugs from Sarah, and from the desk of a small press publisher. For those who may not know, Cookie is in the frame. Start after a short test that Brian, Carl, and I were helping Meredith Walgren test function in HAPS. That's true. And Sarah says, well, rabies shot and dog is in your title. Joe Dog, better take care of that so you don't end up like the end of Old Yeller. Let's all break out crying now. That does it to all of us. And Grant Lankard, I'm popping in to mention that Angie and I are going to start a YouTube show called It's Like a Book Report, but fun, where we take turns picking comic books for the other one to read and discuss. Oh, man. Keep us posted. Please keep us posted, Grant. I would love to see that and see what we can do to help you promote that, okay? And yeah, I recall some of that, Joe D. Yeah. And Cookie did get on camera when New Year's came in. She made the room steamy with her engulfing kisses of BKM. That is true. And that's awesome, Grant. I agree. That sounds great, Grant. Let's hear more about that as the weeks and months ensue. And Brian was not in the room, since from the desk of a small press publisher, that he is in now when the test's going on. As we were talking, Cookie happened to come into the room and we're doing some tidying up in the background. That's true. And she has appeared in the green room too. So you never know. She does appear. And monarchpublishing.net to sign up for Grant Lankard's newsletter. That is a terrific newsletter. Please sign up for that. It's a joy to get. And shame on Monarch Publishing. We have no shame on Monarch Publishing. Yeah. He does that on YouTube to get past the fact that YouTube doesn't always allow website comments to show up. I go back in after the show and I okay them all. house, so it's all good. Scott Crocker says, watch out where the Huskies go, and don't you eat that yellow snow. I hear it in my head. That's an earworm, and I love it. Thank you, Skunk. That's a good earworm. And Keisha Acuff, hello, Butts. Well, darling, mwah to you. I hope you're having a great Friday. I hope you're looking forward to a super weekend. And Brian, what happened to look up and say, Cookie, woman, you're in the frame. Cookie let out a scream and covered her face with a laundry basket and exited stage left. Thank you, Joe. And Scott Gregor says, yeah, I love Zappa. Such good stuff. The man was absolutely brilliant. And honestly, it's the fact that he could do pop hits and chose not to that makes his music so good and yet so out there. I love it. Same with me. Skunk, did you ever, I'm sure you have, did you ever catch the, I have a collection of the Burt Ward sessions, where it was not just Boy Wonder, I Love You, which I'm sure you've heard, but it was also some instrumentals that he did, and another song with Burt Ward that was god-awful. But he did one that I was actually using for the theme of a podcast I did about 10 years ago. So, yeah, it's good stuff. If you don't have it, Skunk, I can arrange to send it to you. I really need to find my dad's copy of Joe's Garage. Oh, yeah, that was super. Yeah, Zappa did so much great stuff. He's not everyone's taste. And what is the one? Oh God, he's just done so many great songs, and a lot of them with social commentary, and a lot of them with a really wicked sense of humor. Like Harder Than Your Husband, off of one of his albums, Harder Than Your Husband. And it's all about it's a love affair that's breaking up, an illicit love affair, and he keeps saying, I'll be harder than your husband to get along with. So harder than your husband every night. And from the Decimal Small Press Publisher, from that day on, Cookie is in the Frame was born and used. That's right, Joe. I'd forgotten about that. She has appeared. And Sarah is beside herself with laughter from the desk, probably only told her for her epic reaction. Oh yeah, she was chagrined. And Joe Dog McKeel says, and it's that time, don't die, feed Cookie. Wow, you're good at this. And I'm almost caught up. And hilarity ensued, Joe D. Indeed it did. Brian Robin says, once again, thank you for a great end to the week, my friend. I'll see you all at 6 p.m. for Drinking with the Davies on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. And then we'll slide on into the green room for some Double the Brian, Double the Fun Shenanigans. Hashtag feed Cookie, hashtag bring Cookie home, and hashtag lick a spine like an Australian cow as Carl Witzman runs from the room. This is from the other day when Cindy Kemp made a joke about Australian cattle and the sound they would make, because they're upside down, right? Because we're up here, they're down there, so they're upside down in relation to us. And so Sarah, you're gonna love this. Whoa. Okay, there we go. That was for you, Brian Robin, and Sarah. All right. And remember, we take PayPal. Anyway, we give it back when we're done. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, Brian Robin. Have a great day, brother. So good to have you last night on Comic Book Spectrum, and looking forward to Dastardly Dingo Pleasure. All right. That sounds terrible. That sounds better in my head. Rick Bradley says, I know the discussion for comics, but I do have this to say. I agree with the attention span. I know with my son, only a select few graphic novels or comics have been able to hold his attention. Also, why read when there are so many movies and cartoons and homebrew things on the internet? That's true. Like I said last night, there's a lot of competition for the hearts and minds of the comic reader. But comics provide, I think, and graphic novels provide a unique reading experience. And there's a lot of great stuff out there. And especially to find out, especially now, like Scott Pilgrim, Watchmen, the Marvel Universe, the new Zack Snyder Justice League cut, Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, all this stuff go back to the source material and check it out. Well, it's like that's one of the things that got me to read was the fact that I was a fan of the Universal horror films, and reading books, that real books, that is, and I was a huge fan of Frankenstein. And so when my mom said, well, why don't you try reading? I decided, actually, my mom didn't ask me to do it. I actually decided on my own now that I think of it. And I said, I'm going to try to read a real grown-up book. And she asked me which one. I said, I want to try Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And she was like, okay. And she says it's going to be tough. And I said, well, I'm bound and determined to finish it. And I read it. I read the Bible when I was 10 years old, from from Genesis to Revelations. So I wasn't afraid to read more complex works. But part of that came from my comics reading. Because we had Classics Illustrated back then. That was our cheat, those and Cliff Notes. And from this one, small press publisher, yes, but still don't understand her camera shyness. Well, she keeps mentioning something, Joe, about there's room for only one attention whore in the family, and that position seems to have been taken. I don't know who she's talking about, dude, but apparently it's happening. And see you tonight at 6 p.m. Easterns on Drinking with the Davies, from Ted Davies and Chrissy Davies. It's going to be a great show. I'm so looking forward to it, guy. Thanks, Brian, and everyone for your support. Make it great. You too, brother. You have a super day, and good luck tonight. I will be watching. And here we go. We got another dump. Let's catch up. And Rick Bradley says, the discussion was last night. I meant to say, no, we understood, man. So please check out last night's comic book spectrum on this channel. And I hope you enjoy it. 30-minute warning until time to feed Cookie. I'm working on it. Well, maybe we'll get out early today. And Sarah says, I have not managed to be immunized yet. I'm not worried about you or Cookie making me sick by any means. Mwah. Mwah. Well, just like Sarah Khan, we would not do it if we thought we were going to bring anything to you, because we love you. We love you so much. And, we would not have, that's the whole thing with this, I don't understand the Karens. I don't understand them. You don't have a right to breathe free. You don't have a right to show everyone your pretty face. You have a right to humanity, to not kill somebody's grandmother. That's what you have. So when you walk into a store, and if this offends any anti-maskers, good. When you walk into a store and you yell at some, clerk there, because you think you're right to, to film yourself without a mask mostly, supersedes everyone else's right to be healthy. It's fair to leave now, because we owe a responsibility to each other, and that's what this mask wearing is about. It's not just to keep ourselves safe, but it's to keep everyone else safe, because how many people are asymptomatic that are carrying the disease and don't have any symptoms? They don't know they're carrying the disease, and it can happen, and you can get the infection anywhere. John B. Pica was wearing a mask, and I saw him at a show last year on a Saturday. On the following Monday, he was in the ER testing positive. So it could happen. So we all got to stay safe for each other's sake. Rick Bradley says, also feed Cookie and take care to stay creative. Love you all. Love you right back, superstar. Thank you, Rick, for being here. And Cindy Cap, day late and buck short, but happy Friday. Mwah, Cindy, thank you for being with us last night. And thank you for all you do. I adore you. And check out CKOEPP.com for my favorite newsletter. I mean, Amy does a great newsletter. Grant does a great newsletter. I'm trying. But Cindy knocks it out of the park. And I didn't know Burt Ward was a musician. Skunk, you listen to this and you won't, there's no evidence to convict him of it. No, he did a fun song called Boy Wonder, I Love You. And it was all about him as the Boy Wonder. And all of the, and he reads some of his fan mail. And the legend has it was very satirical take on the teen idol status of Burt Ward. And there is although he denies it, there is a legend that Burt wasn't quite up on what he was reading. Let's just say back in those days, he wasn't quite as well versed in life as he is now. And there are stories about Burt getting fooled. But anyway, no, there's some great music came out of that. And it was the original, it was the freak out version of the Mothers of Invention, which would have been Jimmy Carl Black, Elliot Ingber, Frank, of course, Rick Estrada, I believe. And I think Ray Collins sang backup on some of those. So anyway, how in the world are you? I'm doing well, Cindy. This has been a great day so far. And the end to a challenging week, but we're pushing forward. We're going to have a good weekend. And Cindy, I hope you have one too. And good luck at QuadCon. Cindy is going to be at QuadCon this weekend. Please check it out. And Sarah, I got you about the links being posted on YouTube. Yeah. And don't forget to tip your host. Thank you very much for that. If you want to support us on a monthly basis at a modest expense, please go to patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. Or you can also go to our, I seem to have taken that down, but that's okay. You can go to our paypal.me/lowercase rising tide, capital B, capital K, capital M, and support us with a one-time contribution, and it will be privately and gratefully acknowledged. It really will, and we appreciate all of it. And hashtag bring Cookie home. Hashtag bring Cindy home too, and purring at you, skunks. Sincerely, the Dark Mistress. A new friendship is formed. And check this out, Smashwords with me. Then go get more cool stuff at Amazon. Definitely check out Cindy Kep on Amazon. Her new book, Animal Eye, is fantastic, and she's working on the comic book adaptation of it. Carl Wisman, oh no, more Australian cow licking. Yes, and yes, Sarah, and it must be done again, Carl. Or are we the upside down ones? Oh, that's very zen there, Carly. I hadn't realized that. Oh, thank you. And Cindy Kep, yep, there I am at Amazon. Thank you so much. Please check out my books on Amazon and on Smashwords.com. And that's my cue to say, see you tonight, folks. Holds head in hands and weeps openly. I don't blame you, Carl. It's pretty traumatic there, what I did. And Scott Garger says, well, I guess it's probably time to say it anyway. Don't die, feed Cookie. And if you see the glass is half empty, piss in it till it's full. Thank you, Skunk Rocker, for that life hack there. Appreciate it. Follow me for more advice. Thank you, Skunk. I've been saying that a lot this week. And Sarah says, yes, Australians cow spine licking. I'm overjoyed. See, aren't you glad you're back? I am. Cindy Cap says books are better than movies because books don't use flashy graphics. That's true. Cindy has a vulnerability to flashing graphics. And I know many people who it can cause headaches. And sometimes if they have any degree of there are certain types of epilepsy that are also triggered by flashing lights too. So it's something we've tried to be mindful of in all of our stuff, which is a very good thing for all of us. Thank you for reminding us, Cindy. It's really a good message. And Skunk, there you go. And Grant Laker says, Sarah, why did you say shame on Monarch Publishing? Am I over promoting? And Cindy Cap says, you should get some of these too at Amazon. Check out Amanda Tucker, Coy Wolf, and other great movies. And she just read it wrong, Grant. And oh no, says Sarah, I was confused. Grant, all is good. Sorry about that. It's okay. We're all good here. She's probably talking about me. Cindy Cap, go get some of these and tune into the Historical Fencing Guild tonight at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. On Amazon, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tucker, who also has a brand new book out that we're going to see tonight. And yes, what Carl said. Thank you, Carl. And the Dastardly Dingoes for more fun, and you need more fun, so check them out on YouTube. They are great. Especially check out the episode on imposter syndrome. And Grant Lackert from YouTube says, okay, by the way, Sarah, my comic launched while you were sick and it's super successful. And you know why, Sarah? Actually, it's the Nevermorians. I'm just taking credit. And Magical Times with John B. Pica. John, we hope you're doing well, brother. And Cindy Cap says, the Legend of Traveling TARDIS, you need to be aboard and become part of the legend. And very cool, Grant. That's awesome to hear. Yeah, seriously, Grant did a great launch on his brand new book, Beowulf. And if you go to monarchpublishing.net, you can sign up for his monthly newsletter, get access to back issues, and you will receive a PDF sample of Grant's work, including something with his cat, as well as Beowulf, his brand new comic book. Cindy Cap says, I will be at QuadCon tomorrow all day. You should drop in at Merle Hay Mall in Des Moines, Iowa. I'll have dragons, Martians, birds, and books. Looking forward to it. Yeah, I wrote John. I haven't heard back from him about the show on the next Saturday. I don't know if I'm going to make now. I think I'll try again. I've been having trouble with my Hotmail account lately in the last few months, and I'm thinking of switching over to Gmail completely. And Philip Thompson says, hello, did you see my live video last night? No, I didn't see it. I was busy broadcasting most of the night. So anyway, Philip, I will check that out later. I'm sure it's awesome. Grant Lankard says, I think it's easier to just go to Kickstarter and search for Beowulf in the comic book section than for me to put the link in and get it blocked by YouTube. It's not blocked. It just, it will show up when I go back in and okay it. Or if I ignore it for 10 days, it will come in automatically. But just do the dot thing, okay? And Joe Dog McKeel, attention, just got a package delivery. Tune in at stupid o'clock tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern for the reveal. Ooh, cool. And Sarah says, that makes sense. And good stuff's here too from Amy Hill on Amazon. Please check it out. Thank you, Cindy Cap. And always exciting to get a package delivery. And we're all about the packages around here, right? And Cindy Cap says, sign up for Rising Tide's newsletter. And while you're doing that, get some merch. Definitely. Yes, you can go to risingtide.pub and sign up for my newsletter. If you do it before the first of next month, you will get the next issue. It will be awesome. I will try to make it awesome. And let's see here. Let's catch up where I'm at. And always exciting to get a package delivery. Yes. And Grant Lankard, Brian is not lying that he played a big part in the comic book success. Oh, thank you. I was just kind of teasing. It's really the Nevermorians. I plan on mentioning him and several other Nevermorians in the thanks section. Well, thank you, Grant. I appreciate that, man. But you put out a quality product, man. I'm proud to let people know you've got it. Seriously, I am. And from the desk of a small press publisher, careful, you don't want that delivery statement taken out of context. Yeah, like mentioning it on here, right, Joe? And Cindy Cap says, Brian, sign up for the QuadCon secret group. You can get all the news there on upcoming events. I didn't know about the secret group, so I'm glad I have an inside info there. Thank you. Grant Lankard says, I'm going to a social distance campfire tonight, so I probably won't make it to the green room. Have a great weekend all. Grant, you and Angie have a good time tonight, and I'm glad you're staying safe. And Brian knows what it is. Yeah, I do. Coolness. I'm looking forward to seeing that. And from the desk from Small Press Publisher and Mr. Furley from Three's Company reaction here. Yes. And Sarah, very cool, Grant. It's spectacular to see and hear about everything the Nevermorians do together. It's wonderful. It really is. I am so proud of you guys and gals. You have no idea. And Carl Witzman says it for us all. We will miss you, Grant. We hope you have a good time. And I didn't know fires could catch COVID. Well, it depends on how close you are when you cough. And holy crap, I missed it. No, you didn't. Here you are. Good timing. Finally, sir. And hi, Brian. Hi, all. Pops fans and CromCon coming the last weekend of this month. Check it out. It's awesome. And Joe, hey, Joe, how big is your package? Asks the skunk rocker. I don't know, but I think Joe's going to have to sit back a couple feet for the big reveal. And thanks, Carl, from Grant Lankard. There's always next Friday. Have fun in the green room. Sarah says, have a great weekend, Grant. We agree. And no, we didn't get to see that last night, Phil, but we will check it out. Grant Lankard, have a great weekend all. Don't die, feed Cookie. On my way, brother. Thank you, Grant. Much love to you and Angie. And with that, we're caught up. Thank you for not listening to Christian. Sincerely, thank you. So anyway, we are at the end of the show, and it's like I said earlier, it's been a week, but we are emerging from it, and things are going to get better and better real fast. And actually, it's been pretty good overall. But no, we're ready for the weekend, and it looks like we're going to have fairly warm weather here in Indiana, fairly dry. Our sympathies to everyone in the central regions. This weekend, I'm hearing, is going to be pretty bad, like in Nebraska and all. I think I saw someplace in Nebraska, I think it was, this morning on CNN, said they were looking at possibly by the end of the weekend 3 feet of snow. Ew. And I don't know how far that storm's going to penetrate into the Midwest, but wherever you're watching us from, please be mindful of the weather. Please check on people that may need you. And please, overall, stay safe, whatever it is. And pops, mwah, from Sarah. You've been smooched by the dark mistress, you lucky man. So anyway, that's what we got going. And today, busy evening on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. I'm so excited. The evenings are filling up so marvelously. Tonight, the premiere episode of Drinking with the Davies with Ted and Chrissy Davies. I sat through a test run of the show, and it's wonderful. Being one who likes to imbibe, I'm looking forward to the show. I'm looking to pick up some really good information from it about how to make your drinks healthier, about how to make them more flavorful and how to learn about drinks that have, that were in vogue at one time. Like tonight will be dark and stormy. I'm really looking forward to see. I saw the recipe and that sounds good. That sounds really good. And with more on the way. And plus, he's going to have some episodes on how to make things to go alongside your drinks that will be a little bit of cooking occasionally. So really, check out tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, for Drinking with the Davies with Ted and Chrissy Davies. That's going to be great. Followed at 7 by Michaela Jade's Tidbits and Scribbles. She does a weekly show where she talks about her writing, about promotion, about what she's doing to advance in her creative career, and it's always fascinating. She's a great broadcaster. She is so much fun. And Sarah, I'm glad you're not in Nebraska either. Yuck. Yeah, seriously, that's about all we can say about that. We're glad you're in the land of Lincoln and as close as you are, hon. But anyway, please check out Michaela Jade's Tidbits and Scribbles, and followed by the Historical Fencing Guild at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central with Nick Tockard, where he's going to have a package reveal. And I'm so excited for it. I really am. Plus, he's going to spend a couple hours talking passionately about combat and swordplay and stuff you should know about if you're a creative. It's really, really good stuff. So please check it out. And then tomorrow night on Saturday at 11 p.m., Stupid O'Clock with Joe Dog and his big package exposure. He's going to expose his big package to you, so you better stand back from the screen a few inches. But that's going to be fun. And don't forget the Stupid After Show at 1 a.m. And then on Sunday is Comics, Chaos, and Sass with the beautiful and delightful Heather Ellen. If you're looking to promote your wares and your broadcasting and your comics and your books, please check out that show. She loves it when you promote your work, and so do I. And we will be back Monday morning on another Nevermind the Furthermore. And thank you, Cindy. You have a successful weekend. I expect a progress report. Let me know how you did, okay? Mwah. Be safe, all right, please. And to Ninja Genko, only thing I do is react. To Ninja, we are glad for your reaction, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're looking forward to a great weekend. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you, man. And I appreciate all of you. Thank you for being a part of this show and part of my life. And thank you especially this week. It's been really helpful. Thank you again to Amy Hale for the great video that you're about to see to close out this show. Thank you to everyone who has sent notes of congratulations and encouragement this week. It's been really helpful. I've really learned who I can trust and who I can rely on. It's been fantastic. And you're fantastic, whether you're watching us live or on the rerun. We appreciate you all. Thank you, as always, to let me get to the card there, to my Patreon subscribers who you see there, and many of them have their own Patreon pages too. So please check them out as well. Do a screen capture right now and refer to this page, and hopefully there'll be more names on it. If you'd like your name on it, please check me out at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. We offer stuff, including works in progress. We're going to post another chapter of The Terrors this week. We've got our weekly, we're going to try and make it at least once a week, our blog. Every blog should have a name that only goes out to our Patreon subscribers. We don't generally release that one to the public. But it's fun. Anyway, we keep you up on what we are doing. So if you want to get the skinny on that, definitely check out our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And also, if you want to sign for our free monthly newsletter, check out risingtide.pub. The newsletter has secret links of cool stuff we think you'll enjoy, as well as information, a unique video that is that only they get, and stuff that we think you'll need to know. And we look forward to you subscribing. It'll be great. And also, let's see, what else have we got here? Also, if you're watching us on Kathy Jackson's Books or the Rising Tide Broadcast Network page or the Rising Tide Publications page on Facebook, please, please, please give us a like. Please give us a like if you enjoyed any part of this broadcast. And if you would, please share this, if you would, with your friends so that they can see the madness you're involved with and the bad company you keep, apparently. And also, please give the page you're watching on a like as a thank you to the host, okay? And if you're watching us on YouTube on the Brian K. Morris Rising Tide Publications page, please hit that thumbs up button if you enjoy anything you see here, enjoy the interaction, enjoy the fun, and please consider subscribing to the page. It does cost nothing at all. It costs nothing. It helps us a lot in our algorithm so we can attract more people, that we can spread your messages more. And also, please subscribe and hit that bell so you'll be notified of all future things we do on there. Let's see, a big thank you to Plasma Fire Graphics when the look of your book matters to you, because it matters to your readers. And Jeffrey Hayes does some amazing work. As you'll see, we're going to run his ad again at the close of the show. And please check out the links that you've seen in this broadcast. The Nevermorians are so awesome. They are doing so many creative, great things for themselves and for the creative community. We appreciate you all. Thank you to everyone who's watching. Thank you to everyone who's listening. And don't forget, we will be back Monday morning with another episode of Nevermind the Furthermore. And let me get to the place where I need to be for this. And folks, we're going to have 2 spots, 2 ads, and then we will run Amy Hale's fantastic intro to this show and a card. So anyway, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all. We hope you have a great, safe weekend and a memorable one, but in a pleasant way. So as always, folks, thank you very much for being here. And what can I say but stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. All right. Thank you for being here. Take care of each other. And we'll see you Monday morning at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Central for another episode of Nevermind the Furthermore. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there, on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, indievolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore, your morning dose of creative conversation and coffee with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, Facebook famous YouTuber, and former mortician's assistant. Get ready to start your day off right.
Reels and Heels is a podcast that discusses movies, television, wrestling, and more. With a rotating guest list of friends and filmmakers alike, Reels and Heels salutes the creative arts of all kinds. Join Brian Winzeloff and Nicole Jobin live every Saturday at 2:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Reels and Heels.
Stormgate Press presents a collection of 7 new short stories from today's leading authors and illustrators in the new pulp genre. Experience courageous two-fisted heroes and their intrepid and often dangerous exploits. From dark, watery depths to high-flying heights, these fantastic tales span the globe and take the reader on fast-paced adventures in classic pulp style. Take a seat as we pull back the curtain on days gone by with edge-of-your-seat storytelling in the vein of Golden Age era pulp fiction. This is Pulp Reality. Available now from Stormgate Press on Amazon.com.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.